keep finding ways that we're helping partners finding either, balance in their life or focus or purpose.
Practices that are going to help improve your project management skills or your finances.
We're here to talk about setting long-term goals and then how to achieve them.
Increasing your quality, therefore becoming the best place in town to work. Welcome to Academy Live.
Welcome back to Academy Live. We're going to throw a wealth of knowledge your way today. There are so many new and exciting things to share with you all. I'm going to tell you first a little bit about the new marketplace at Pax8. It rolled out and the reviews are fantastic so far, so can't wait to dive into that. Then we'll bring on our guest, Amanda Glidden, who is going to share some slides with us and make sure we all know what's happening and up to date with Academy, especially everything that's available on demand. We'll even be talking about Results Selling Framework podcast, a little hint about the future, and so much more. So there's just so much time and effort that's gone into curating a great user experience on our websites and on our Academy on Demand, so you can find what you need when you need it. Can't wait to show you all about that and talk to you more about that Results Selling Framework podcast. But first, before we get into that, I want to tell you about Pax8's new marketplace. So, what is the new marketplace? Using the collective wisdom of 35,000 plus partners as our compass, our vision as our laboratory, and the modern innovations of machine learning as our facilitator, the Pax8 Marketplace is a revolutionary new AI-powered platform for our partners. It delivers enterprise-grade solutions, services, and AI-enabled commerce capabilities to help your business accelerate revenue growth, build loyal customers, and keep operations nimble, all within a single intuitive interface. And this, what we're taking a look at now, is our Opportunity Explorer, which is one of the coolest aspects of the new marketplace, where you can really see what opportunities there are to upsell and cross-sell. So it's really cool, and let's take a look at what our partners had to say.
Marketplace is a wonderful thing that kind of combines everything you want to do in Pax8 in one place. It helps you keep all your vendors together, all your products together, and able to help you bind things so that you can bring it to the customer easier, faster, and more efficiently.
The new marketplace announcements were amazing. Like, it's leaps ahead of where the other marketplaces are. The multi-item carts, the ability to add multiple solutions to carts, and the customizable end customer storefronts. I mean, these are all things that the industry has wanted for 10 years. Nobody has pulled them off yet, and I think this is just a monumental leap forward for Pax8. But the fact that partners are going to get access to this now and start using it, it's a game changer for revenue now, not for a promise in the future.
It will make things more efficient for us on the back end side of things. I believe. I really like the layout of it. I like what they're doing. I like where their head's at on things, and it's continuously innovating things. It's trying not to just stagnate. It's trying to grow, which not only will help us, but ultimately at the end of the day, help our clients.
Pax8 has been our most invaluable partner, I would say, for the last 6-7 years. And the way that the platform has evolved already has helped accelerate our growth by means of just helping us to have a single pane of glass for and billing for all the solutions that we would be purchasing anyhow. But more importantly, I think it's the relationships and the training.
I'm really excited about the marketplace and how it can help our ease of monthly recurring revenue and saving us time with mapping agreements and ConnectWise. That's operational side of the house, but the marketplace will help a lot with that.
I love the way it looks. I love the way it looks like it's going to feel, what it's going to do for us and for our clients. Can't wait to jump in.
Pax8 Cloud Marketplace does everything.
Well, I hope you're just as excited about that as we are. If you didn't realize, you can check it out right now. If you're a Pax8 partner, there is a toggle on the upper right left-hand corner of your screen with the marketplace. So you can go from the new experience, from the old experience to the new experience. So definitely check it out. But now, the most exciting part of today, let's bring on Amanda Glidden to the show.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey.
What's up? Good to see you. Welcome back. Glad to have you here. I'm really looking forward to what you're having to present today, or what you're going to present, not what you have to present. I think you're excited about it too, so don't put words in your mouth. But hey, for those that may not be familiar and didn't catch the last episode you're on, hey, would you give us a little humble brag? Let's tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at Pax8, please.
I don't know about humble brag, but I'll tell you about a little bit about my humble journey. So I was in an MSP for a very long time. I worked my way from help desk up through dispatcher into the sort of a service manager role, and I kind of got to see the guts and the glory that is being in an MSP. And when we decided that we needed a little bit of guidance to kind of get past that next plateau, we actually brought C-level operations in, which is what Pax8 coaching used to be called. Ken Sponsor was my coach. And when it came time to make a change, I actually jumped over, wanted to build enablement for MSPs. I wanted to share sort of that awesome experience that I had had with other people and help them grow, which brought me over to Pax8 Academy. And now I sort of have my hands in a whole lot of pots, I guess. So I am the one who builds all of the free on-demand content with the support of a whole lot of people, kind of turning people upside down and shaking them until their brains are empty. I also have a team that helps with Bessie's instructor-led content, which is pretty amazing. We just try to make it look as amazing as it is. And then on the peer group side, I actually facilitate the 2 dispatcher peer groups. So I get to go back to that wheelhouse that I enjoyed so much at my MSP. And we also support the coaching side of the house. So the ops guide, which is the backbone of kind of everything we do in coaching, help maintain and keep that going. So if you need to know something about Academy, I'm usually a good person to ask. That's the long and short of it.
That's awesome. No, I know you're such a connective tissue all across Academy, and love to kind of hear your story and your experience. But today, what are you going to share with us today?
No big deal. Just a whole lot of crazy new content that we built for Beyond. So a lot of people got to see this live at Beyond. It was integrated with our app. You could go from the session directly to our enablement that had to do with that session. It was a pretty cool experience. That was fantastic to have Academy kind of front and center and ready for our partners. But what I'd like to share with you is what's gone live for everybody in Americas. And so if we could bring up my slides. So Bessie was talking about how amazing the marketplace is. No longer do you have to sort of hunt and peck for us. We're right on the front page. So if you open up Marketplace, we'll be right down in the lower left there, Academy. That's going to bring you to everything you would need to get access to all those free materials. So that'll bring you to your front page here. And if you're unfamiliar for where to find Beyond, that's not surprising because we just published it to the upper left menu. So up in that upper left, when you click there, you'll see Beyond. That'll bring you to our curated collection of materials. So we spent a lot of time. We went through what we had. We actually added about 10% to our catalog of thought leadership courses just before Beyond. So we published a whole lot of new stuff. I would say dozens of new resources and curated everything in a multitude of ways. And I think Bessie keyed this up last time, but we actually built over 70 channels in the back end, collections of materials, all centered on who you are, what challenges you're facing, what sessions you may have been interested in going to that you didn't get a chance to. But we basically made it a ton of different ways for you to access the material and find what you need. So on the front page, you'll find drop downs for all of the sessions that we actually had at Beyond. We have a section for finding things based on your role. And then on business driver. So if you're looking to reduce your risk, create efficiencies, grow your business, you can look at everything that way as well. You can see at the top selections of different sessions. And then if you can go to the next slide. We also took all the sessions, laid them out so you can visually scan them, look for anything that might be interesting to you. We segregated them into Academy, Pax8, and Vendor, but there's actually thought leadership all the way through. So the thing I'm proudest of with this hub is that it's all there to enable you. It's all educational materials. This is not a sales pitch. this is going to be value to your business and help to get you through those next. Next slide, please. And if you continue down the page, we also have built sort of the categories that we focused most strongly on at Beyond. So I think everybody may be playing a drinking game at this point with AI, but I'm still going to feature it because it's hot and we need to. We have AI, we have finance, we have sales, all these things that are really, really important and forward in a lot of the sessions we covered. One other place that I'm particularly excited about is the culture and leadership categories. We had a ton of really awesome thought leadership, really taking a step back and working on the business, making sure that we have everybody in place in the right spot, carrying the right messages to make sure that whatever we do operationally is going to be carried through successfully in the business. In addition, that big banner in the middle, that's going to lead to the Marketplace Hub, which we'll discuss a little bit later. And then down below, some of the things that we teed up as well. The result selling framework, the instructor-led subscriptions, and then our brand new security program. And I think, do I have one more slide? All right. So with that, we have this whole new section on the marketplace. Before that, I just want to jump back to Chris, and I'm wondering about the reaction because I just unloaded a whole heck of a lot on you. So
Well, just like I think back to Beyond, I mean, there was just so much going on. I love seeing this kind of a place to kind of revisit, kind of organized, easy to find, and just a ton of content that's just really, really valuable. And just hearing some of the feedback from the partners has been a great experience. So I kind of want to turn, Rex, what's been your experience so far? Do you have any comments?
Well, I'd like to start just by acknowledging Amanda and the work that she did to kind of curate not only all the content that was new created for Beyond this year, but also how does all that existing content that we have fit in with what each of the sessions was this year. Working with Olivia, just really, really pulled that together. So thank you for all the work that you did there. That was kind of a key feedback feature from last year was that they were saying, "Hey, I went to this, but how do I share it with my team, or how do I go back and revisit some of that later?" And all the work that was done to curate that, to have sort of that beyond experience for our partners. And when they go back to their office, the people that didn't come, that they can, really get into Pax8 Academy and see that same content and have it carried forward into like literally everything we've been building for 13 years is all connected together now. So thank you for that. I think one of my favorite partner comments that I heard, in one way it was like disheartening to hear it, but in another way it felt like a success. As somebody said, "Oh, I got to take another look at this Academy thing. I thought it was just vendor stuff. I didn't realize it was to help me grow and mature my business." Right. And I was like, "Yes, but wait, yes." So it was awesome. And Amanda, it's the work that our content team did to create that. It's just so freaking amazing.
Well, I appreciate that, but I couldn't do any of it without all of the brain trust, all the people that I snag on a drive by, and then suddenly it's a scoped project where they're helping me create a course. Honestly, I am surrounded by so many people who are smarter than me. It is my favorite job I've ever had. I love being surrounded by people who are smarter than me, and I love what you said about bringing it back to the office. It was always, if I was allowed to go to an event, it was always my responsibility to come back and present on something I learned. And I would encourage everybody that there is something for everyone, not just the tracks we created for people who attended Beyond, but really there's actually more roles within that roles category that will allow everybody to kind of take advantage of these things. In addition, it's not just a rehash of what was at Beyond. We didn't just post the PowerPoints, right? What we did was we actually took you to the next logical step in your journey. The next thing you need to focus on, maybe a correlated requirement or prerequisite to really doing some of those processes we talked about. And that's what we try to do in the on-demand category. Like Chris said, the connective tissue, we're always trying to lead you to the next spot in Academy that you can take advantage of, and that will help you.
And I think that a big part of what you said is this is just the relationship with the partners driving this, right? How many of these sessions, how much of this content really comes from partner demand? And Bessie,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, same thing with the instructor led courses, but Bessie, I'd kind of ask you and kind of give another example of kind of how this kind of integrates to that cycle of our relationship with the partners.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to so many partners to like kind of speaking to what Rex was talking about that we're like, oh, I wasn't able to go this year. I'm going to too many other conferences. I'm so sad I couldn't go. And I sent them the links to our Beyond Live sessions that studios or Pax8 studios put on every day at 3:00. Kind of had a recap of the day and the blog posts, but this takes it to the next level. That is just kind of the overview of what's covered. This is continue learning and continue growing and how we help partners no matter if you're in person with us or not. We obviously want you to be there in person. We do know that we sold out, so not everyone could even be there that maybe wanted to, but there's that possibility to keep learning with us and keep growing and taking that partner feedback. That was a big part that the Beyond Committee put together too, of making sure that one sessions that were really well received we brought back just in case you missed them, and those types of things. We really want to listen to partners and be connected throughout that whole journey. Amanda, I just had one quick question for you, which is all about this hub of hubs. I don't think we're calling it that, but how do we
informally, yes.
yes, informally, the hub center, I think it's called, right? Just can you talk a little bit about just how this came about and what other hubs are out there? It might lead into our next conversation too.
Sure. So we needed a place where we could start to build these journeys for partners. So what I really love hearing about the inspiration from partners, right? A lot of what we hear comes from peer groups or from other places. One of my favorite all-time courses is How to Say No, and that came from actually Bessie speaking with a partner who was joking, why don't you make a course that tells me how to say no? And I was like, challenge accepted. So I actually am really inspired by those events, and everybody at Beyond who took the time to give me some feedback. I just want to send a lot of thank yous to our partners as well for giving me dozens of ideas while we were there. So the Hub of Hubs was really built to create these journeys for partners that you don't have to find the content you need. We're trying to curate it in a way that's kind of intuitive. So some of the places that we can highlight are our Pax8 hubs. So we mentioned the videos from Beyond, all the awesome studio shows. I can't say enough about that team. They are amazing. We've made sure those are all available there. Updates around partner updates, Microsoft updates, all that stuff that you want to see regularly. And in addition, sort of the window into Pax8 culture, which is always fun to see. A lot of people are like, is it actually that fun to work there? And I'm like, it actually is. I can send you some video links if you want. It's a really cool place to see what's new. In addition, all the new things that come out, any updates, great place to start. We also have hubs or major business drivers. So I mentioned them before: grow your business, create efficiencies, reduce risk. Great place to start if you just want to browse around and you want to see what you might take use of. We have a growth stage hub, which helps you decide what stage you're at. It curates materials, both paid and free, tons of resources around what you can use to get over your particular challenges where you're at. A lot of content that focuses on Rex's plateau presentation and around his explanation of sort of when do you start caring about KPIs? What are you struggling with at this point, to help you understand sort of what's going to be the one big thing you can change. Like he says, what are you going to do differently tomorrow? That's going to be where you can start. It helps you prescribe sort of physician heal thyself, I believe we were talking about earlier. So we've got stuff like that. In addition, we have the new marketplace hub that I kind of teased. We have an RSF hub, Results Selling Framework hub, which I am very, very proud of. And then we do, as much as we're not all about vendors, we do have a ton of vendor content. And one of the ones that I'm very proud of is the Microsoft hub, which has become sort of the home of all of the curated, most important materials. We actually just published a really important resource around the CSP program just today. So if you have any concerns about making sure you qualify, any of the changes in the policy there, that's a really great place to go peek at today. Yeah, so the hub of hubs is kind of becoming sort of the ski map to all of the runs you can take down the mountain.
Love it.
Now, we'll talk a little bit about, a big part of your role and challenges is kind of integrating this with everything across Academy. And I'd like to kind of reinforce, the pillars. And you've alluded to that a little bit, but can you maybe just reference a little bit how this hub, there was a lot of consideration on how we're representing the content, the enablement resources, and what we can provide to our partners across the 4 different pillars?
Absolutely. So we don't expect our partners to know exactly what's going to be right, exactly what prescription they need for whatever ails them. And so what we've done is we've really built this around what's your pain point? What's the challenge you're facing? And start there. And then we can help you determine, all right, these are different things you can do, different ways of approaching the issue. Maybe you're ready for, an instructor-led course, kind of digging in a little bit of accountability, or maybe you're ready for coaching where you need that person who's next to you and also kind of keeping you accountable. Maybe you're just dipping your toe in and trying to figure out what you're going to focus on, and on demand can be a great way to find sort of that connection between the new things. And then peer groups is, I like to call it the magic sauce. I think everybody should be in a peer group. I'm biased because I'm a facilitator, but it's also true. So what I really love is the inspiration is not based on how we're doing the material. It's not starting with the material itself. It's starting with what is the challenge for our partners? Where are they at in their growth stages? How can we approach it with the correct method in the correct way to make sure you're getting the most out of our enablement, and that we're not trying to fit you into something because it's what we think is important, but that we're finding the right thing that fits you.
Okay. Very good. And you have some more slides to cover, talking about the marketplace of the
Yeah.
future. Like
I
I
love
was trying
that.
to
Yeah.
use a
A
stage
little.
voice. Yeah, I couldn't pull it up, but yeah, back to you.
Sure. We can bring those up. One of the big things is, okay, I have this brand new. The heck do I start? A great place to start is that marketplace learning hub that we mentioned. And so a lot of people contributed to this. We have some really awesome media in here to give you kind of that overview. You can access this both from that Beyond hub that I showed before, also in the hub of hubs, as we colloquially
Mhm.
call it. But once you're there, you can actually go down and see um, different materials, different things that have to do with the marketplace. So,
Right
do
now, we're just
I
seeing
think I just see.
Chris.
No, I was
Yeah,
like,
but
I think I'm just seeing Chris's face.
that creeped out here. Yeah,
uh,
I don't know. I don't know.
So once you get in there, there's also videos that explain all of the new features. There's some documentation in there you can take your time with, share with your teams. But it's really a place to get started to understand exactly what are the new things you can take advantage of. This will also be the home for ongoing enablement around the marketplace. So as we build more guidance, more resources, as features change and are added, you can expect this to kind of be the home where you can go see everything new and great.
Very helpful for when you're trying to learn about the marketplace to have a place to go to, besides just clicking around and not sure if you get all the new features.
The
And
hunt and
Rex,
peck.
you had a
The,
Yeah.
couple.
the new look, yeah, the new look of the marketplace is definitely one of the things I think that's catching everybody's attention. But I don't know that we're talking enough about what we've built into it with the opportunity explorer and finding where you have opportunity within your client base and how you can kind of convert that to a quote or proposal and publish it into the new storefront activity
Hmm.
and how the marketplace really is about connecting the vendor, the partner, and the customer, and how they interact with each other, and how the buying patterns are changing in the industry, kind of right before our eyes as different generations come into the decision making roles at the end customers
Damn
and at our
millennials.
partners. Yeah, yeah. But like all that is happening right now, and Pax8 is just kind of right on the forefront of helping lead partners into the future to kind of create that infinity engine connection. I don't think we're talking about that quite enough. We could probably do a whole show just on that.
Absolutely. And I would add the nice, beautiful, comfy safety blanket of Academy on top of it all. Because the thing I'm personally very excited about is part of Opportunity Explorer is not just, what am I going to add to my stack? It's what resources in Academy do I have to support that stack or support the knowledge around. Sure, I have a security stack. Do I have a security practice? So these things are going to be available as well as suggestions. So I think that's really powerful to put both the solution and then how I actually implement and work through the solution and provide it, successfully to my clients. So I think that's going to be particularly powerful. And I really love the way that everything is integrated in one place. It really gives you a home for all of it. And that's really, really exciting. Also, I'm just going to throw it out there. Multiple carts is a really rad thing. And it's maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's fantastic to be able to do multiple orders at once and kind of that multitask across your client base. So that's pretty exciting as well.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Well, I think we can go back. You don't have to just see my face. Let's say I think there's a few more slides to walk through, Amanda.
Yeah, so this is the what I was mentioning with the enablement that we currently have available. It's going to be growing all the time, but pop in there and take a look at those videos. I think it's really impressive what our product and engineering team has done. I can't believe all of the things they've done. And a quick tip: I love the dark mode. So as much as everybody loves that white background, man, when you turn it black, it looks like a galaxy. It's wonderful. So so make sure you go in here and browse around, bookmark it, because we'll be adding to it. And then one thing we mentioned before that is on the Beyond Hub. It's in the menu, and what you're looking at here is it's also on your homepage. So everybody in Americas has this tile on your homepage, result selling framework. We all know we're fantastic at selling. MSPs never have trouble with it. We are all naturally charismatic and talented, and nobody needs to help us with anything, especially not conversations with clients. So you can just ignore what I'm going to say for the next few minutes. But if you're curious, this is our new program, Result Selling Framework. And if we can go to the next slide, we've created a hub around it. So you'll see that not only does it exist in Americas, but we are also global for RSF. So you can pop in here, find things for your own region. Americas can hop in that first category and see everything. So we were mentioning the different pillars of Academy. Rex had mentioned, the multiple facets. We have Result Selling Framework available in all of the types of learning in Academy. So that means we have instructor-led, we have coaching, we have peer groups, and we have that free on-demand. And if we can go to the next one, that free on-demand is a 7-part course structure where it will bring you step by step building your own methodology. And it's a methodology that was built from scratch with the help of MSPs. We've been working for over a year and a half, I believe, on this at this point. And it's really focused on how do you build that relationship with your clients. Jeremy likes to say, if you can configure a network, then we can teach you to sell. It really is built for people who, we didn't build this for people who are natural salespeople. We built this for the people who need to be good salespeople. And it's about asking the right questions and leading you eventually to the discovery guide, which is a really powerful tool for you folks to take advantage of to kind of guide those conversations, shape those interactions, and really be able to prove your value to prospects. If we can go to the next slide. And in addition, we have all these videos, all these resources. Keith does those awesome sales pitches every episode, and we've gathered all of those here as well. So if you want to take a peek at what he's done, and just as a little preview, you can see that top part is a collection of all of our podcasts. So we actually have 5 pillars instead of 4 in the result selling framework. It's pretty exciting. So take a look here, browse around. The on-demand is completely free. And when you're ready for that next step, when you're ready to kind of buy in a little bit, then there's plenty of other ways to kind of take it to the next step.
And I know that, this is like we talked about, the marketplace of the future. so much has been put into this, but that doesn't mean we're stopping, right? It's not like, okay, we built this and you put it out there and like, okay, sit back and, grab some bonbons, watch TV. That, we're still continuing to work and develop and build. And definitely the partner feedback and that loop of, providing feedback on what partners are looking for, what's useful to them, is going to be huge. But this is going to continue to be, like I said, the marketplace of the future. There's going to be more down the road that are really going to be, expanding. These are huge changes now, really a ton of value to partners, and really excited to see people kind of connect and, dig into it a little bit. Amanda, do you have any other? I love that you kind of threw out a couple highlights of things that you like, but any other comments about the marketplace or the partner experience, or suggestions on interacting with it?
Sure. I would say your best bet is to get in and hop around. Also, reach out to your CAMs. They can help route you to things that might be right for you if you're not sure. And if you see us at events, you Bessie, you see Rex, you say Chris, or if I'm lucky enough, you see me, hop over to us and ask us questions. Hey, do you have a course on this? Like, I love that question because either I do and I can help, or I'm going to go home and build it because it really annoys me when I have to say no. So I have to go back and take that course again. But basically, like, we are always looking for your feedback, and the most valuable thing you can do for us is stay in contact with us. And I would just say again, I just want to remind people that in addition to the Beyond Hub, all of our content is also segmented by role and by category within that left-hand menu. So a great way to browse is kind of to think about what you want to dig into and browse from there, because there's a lot out there to help. And again, a quick shout out for the Growth Stage Hub, because that's going to help you figure out what's right for you in this development period that you're in for your business.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I kind of want to hear if Rex or Bessie, if you also have some comments on your experience, or words of our partners about interacting.
Well,
I'll just say
remember, you
one
can
thing.
toggle it. You can toggle the new experience on and off, but please use that feedback form and say, hey, it'd be nice if it did this, or because we're learning, right? We're trying to bring the best product to market, and that feedback is all read. So, what was that, Bessie?
That's what I was going to say. You stole it. They're collecting feedback on the website. So make sure to check out, if you go to pax8.com/marketplace, there should be a feedback form available there where you can submit your ideas, your questions, anything that you're unsure about. Make sure you provide that. If you don't feel comfortable using the form, you can always just email your account manager and they will be able to help you out. Very excited, and Amanda, I'm really excited about Results Selling Framework. I know it's a drum we're beating on the show because we're so excited, but I know Keith Marciano, our sales pitch extraordinaire, is going to be talking about it too. So let's hear a little bit from him with sales pitch.
Play ball! You're killing me, Smalls. It's a great line from one of the best baseball movies. Maybe just a great movie overall, whether you like baseball or not. Smalls is a character in the movie The Sandlot. He's kind of a nuisance to the team because he doesn't have the depth of knowledge around baseball that everybody else does. In IT services, we're always learning to be better, improve our operations, be more profitable, be more efficient. Right? That's why we created Results Selling Framework. In IT sales, we naturally fall into the commodity trap. The commodity trap is talking about what we sell, how great our people are, about our services, how it works, what it costs, right? Those things are okay. There's really no way of avoiding what we sell, but people don't buy what we sell. They're buying for their reasons. Right? Their needs and their wants. What problem is it solving for their business? What opportunity is it creating for them? What is it doing for them in general? While a lot of sales programs focus on sales techniques, we also focus on attitudes and the behaviors that drive success and a sales process geared around the buyer of IT services. That's really dramatically different than approaches developed by other people. Ours are developed by people that have spent decades in the IT services industry selling IT services. So let's touch all the bases on some of the things that we'll cover in Results Selling Framework. 1. Understanding the buyer personas. Technical decisions and economic decisions. Most salespeople become good at one or the other, not both. The best salespeople get both. They also appeal to the logical and the emotional side of people. We have different wants and needs that we have, and the best salespeople focus on both. 2. Asking best practice questions to uncover the problems that our prospect has, the impact those problems have on their business, and the ramifications to their company if they do nothing. 3. Understanding the buying process and the decision criteria that company has, and the ability to articulate value that's going to help them grow their business, improve operational efficiencies and productivity, reduce risk, give them a competitive edge, and improve the satisfaction and experience of their employees, clients, and vendors. 4. Understanding the results that we provide to our current clients and telling those stories to be able to demonstrate that we have seen that problem before, solved it, and that we're a subject matter expert in working on their company. So, we have a lot of resources around Results Selling Framework to help you learn more. Go to academy.pax8.com where you're going to find a Results Selling Framework banner. Inside there, you'll find the resources you need to help your business. Don't fall into the commodity trap and have prospects ghost you and you start saying to yourself, "You're killing me, Smalls."
Play ball!
Well, thank you so much, Keith. Keith did an amazing job with the sales pitch and especially talking about Results Selling Framework on stage at Beyond. It was amazing. One quick plug, if you want to meet with Keith every week in class, he's starting a Results Selling Framework instructor-led course on July 8th. So you won't want to miss it. You can sign up if you're interested. But we have more Results Selling Framework things to talk about. Amanda, can you talk to us about the podcast? Tell us all about it.
Sure. So, Result Selling Framework, the brain trust of Jeremy and Keith and James putting this together, really putting the focus on what the partners needed, doing that workshop with the partners to understand how we should build this whole thing. We had our initial version of things, this spring. I will tell you, if you've taken it this spring, go back and take a peek because we've actually revamped all of the courses. They have brand new videos, brand new content. So if you haven't seen it in the last couple of weeks, it's all brand new. So go take a peek, just a little plug there. But we decided that wasn't enough. And I didn't spend enough time with the sales team and needed to build a podcast too. So we have these great conversational elements. We really break down the same building blocks that you've seen Keith talk about week by week. And also if you've gone through some of the courses, understanding those concepts. But we've really done it in a way that's a little bit easier to digest. You can throw it on, listen to it, really absorb the back and forth and understand how it's applicable in your everyday. So those conversations are really engaging. They're quite funny, honestly. And it's just one more way that you can kind of gather some of that wisdom. Every time we had a conversation, it actually added new things for me to add to the courses because every time they talk, there's just more wisdom just pouring out. So the podcast is on the hub. In addition, the studios team is now has it right on our YouTube page as well. Pretty exciting. Eventually, we're looking to place it in RSS feed so you can actually subscribe and regularly hear it on your preferred podcast app. That'll be coming. But for now, check out the YouTube page for sure. And we will be continuing. Right now, there's 8 inaugural episodes, but there are plans to continue this conversation over time. So if you can't get enough of Keith every week, definitely check us out and make sure you're following that.
And I think we have a clip. So do we want to take a look at it?
Keith Marciano, Senior Executive Coach for Pax8 Academy, and welcome to Sales Pitch Podcast.
You said podcast, like podcast.
Business is hard. Finding new clients is hard.
Things we've been talking about result selling framework is to role play, practice. Don't practice in front of the prospect or the client. The goal is to prep prior, be prepared. What questions am I going to ask?
Our results selling framework is specifically designed for people who are uncomfortable and don't like kind of calling themselves salespeople.
Remember back in the early days when we were just trying to figure this out, and we took a basic idea or framework and we really sat ourselves in the shoes of our partners.
Yeah, and for our listeners out there, you may not know this, but we brought partners in, MSP partners of Pax8's, to get a lot of the things that we did for result selling framework. We wanted sales to be geared toward the IT service provider.
I think it went well. That was fun. Oh yeah. Oh, we're still recording? No.
Wow, I am so excited to take a listen. I have not listened yet to the podcast, but I wanted to share a quick tidbit. At the end of every instructor-led course, I ask our partners for feedback, and especially when it's a new course, I'll sit with them and ask, a little more detailed conversation. The end of a recent sales course that we offered, instructor-led course, our partner is asking me, hey, you know how you ask us to think of who's our target client profile and where are they going to be and what are they doing and where are they going to listen and find out information? It's like, I know me as an MSP and as my demographic, I'm always listening to podcasts, and I will listen to business podcasts when I'm mowing my lawn or if I'm driving and I'm picking up my kids. Why don't you do any podcasts? And that's where our partners are, and you got to meet us where we're at. And I was really excited to tell this partner about the Result Selling Framework podcast. I know Amanda just mentioned there's going to be more coming soon, so definitely stay tuned and check them out. They're going to be available soon in where you find podcasts. Right now, they're just on Academy On Demand and YouTube, but coming soon to more places. But I was just really excited to share that. I love that partners are listening to what we're teaching them in class about having a target client profile and knowing where to find them, and then giving that back to us as ways to that we can improve and how we can meet our partners with where they're at.
Absolutely.
Rex, do you have any? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Amanda.
Yeah, last quarter, not the peer groups we just had following Beyond, but the quarter before, Chris let me go into each of the peer group meetings, and I did my pen selling thing where I give them a pencil, pen, and a nice pen, and say, hey, this is your inventory. Sell me something to write with, and all but one of the groups gave me what I call the technician answer. Right? They just picked one of them, doesn't matter which one, and they started telling me why it's the one I needed, right? And only one of the groups started asking me questions about what I might need, what's my pain, so they can offer a solution. And that really just solidified the work we were doing with the result selling framework was on the right track, like we were doing the right thing. And I remember one of my questions was, how do you guys want to hear this? And I didn't prompt anybody for the podcast, right? We had on demand, we had instructor-led courses, we had peer groups, and we had one-on-one coaching. But like every single group said a podcast would be great, and that's when I just felt like, okay, we have to go back and do this. And Amanda just grabbed the ball, and the production quality of the seven, I think it's 7 podcasts that are out there on the result selling framework is just off the hook. And I feel like Pax8, there we go. But I feel like this is just the beginning. I feel like, we've created the 5th learning medium in Pax8 Academy, and the result selling framework is just the first ones to go. So it's super exciting.
Absolutely. I'm going to put a bunch of pressure on all the people that haven't already committed that I want to do. Like, I want to have a podcast going out every week for Academy. I want to bring all the topics. I want to bring all the wisdom and make sure that we are kind of making it easier to consume what we have out there, because everybody's busy, but we're all stuck in the car at some point. So it's awesome to do it that way. And I'm just so tickled to death about how it's been put together. It was a labor of love, and I'm really hoping that people get out there and give us feedback and let us know if it's useful, because I want to justify bugging more people to dump all of their knowledge out on our audience. So yeah, give me reasons to justify getting even more people on camera, and we'll make some more.
Yeehaw.
I love it. Chris, do you have any questions for Amanda or anything that you wanted to add?
I'd like to just see, is there anything we haven't covered? You have such a unique window into it, both Academy as well as, the partner and the reaction and the impact. Any other words of wisdom or things you'd like to share?
Sure. I would just say get out there and get curious. I think when we can extend, even if you've only got 10 or 15 minutes to be curious, go in there, find something to take to give to somebody else, share a link to something useful, take a peek at what we had at Beyond, and send it to somebody in your organization that it might be useful for. And don't forget that we've got a little something for hopefully everyone. And if there's something you need, be vocal, let us know. But know that we've got something out there for you and that we're ready to help you find it. Reach out to your account managers, reach out to us, events, your peer groups, everybody. Don't be afraid to ask those questions. Everybody's been where you've been. That's one of the most powerful things about peer groups, is we can all help each other not make the same mistakes, which is so amazing and empowering. So yeah, don't be a stranger. Let us know what you need.
I love that. And I know there is a way that you can give feedback as well on anything Academy on Demand, right? You can, how does a partner do that? They go to the main menu?
Yep. So there is a feedback form within Academy on Demand that'll go right to our ideas board. So in addition to debugging one of us, if you want to use our Brobot, which is what we mentioned to other generations, millennials love our chatbots rather than having to talk to real people. So again, multitude of ways to give us feedback. So make sure you are giving us feedback there. Make sure you're filling out that form about Beyond. Make sure that you are letting us know what you need.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda, for being on the show and for sharing all of your wisdom with us. For the next part of our show today, I'm going to be doing just a quick overview about instructor-led workshops. So let's take a look at that. So here we are with the course registration page. So if you are an instructor-led course subscription member, and I'm hearing echo, but hopefully no one else is hearing that. You can take a look and you can scroll down on the registration page until you see instructor-led course workshops. When you get there, you can enroll. We've got several that we are producing every month, and that's an opportunity for you to enroll in the different courses, different workshops that you might be interested in. So workshops are different than our traditional instructor-led courses because they are, instead of being multi-session, sometimes usually multi-week courses, these are just happening in one day in 2 hours or less on a very specific topic. So if you're a subscription member and you're not taking advantage of these, please sign up for workshops. We are giving them because we know that you're interested in them. A lot of times, almost all of these workshops are requested specifically by our partners. So take advantage of them. On this Friday, we have one that's on converting clients from break fix to managed services clients. Not all of your clients maybe necessarily should be managed services clients, but for the ones that are good qualification, how do I transition them over? We'll be talking all about that on that workshop on Friday. We've got conducting client business reviews workshops. I've done a LinkedIn workshop before. All these different topics are taking place in 2 hours or less. So you really can get in there, learn a lot, get a deliverable, and head out and implement. So we're bringing these as another way for you to learn with us with Academy. So if you're a subscription member, please take advantage of those. There's information in our description about how to become a subscription member if you're not one yet. So highly recommend taking a look at those and checking them out. They're really exciting, and we are able to produce new ones every single month to keep you engaged and to bring content and topics that are important to you. So with that, I'm going to move us to final thoughts.
What a great show today. I think what's coming to my mind is that Academy has all these different ways to interact, right? That one partner's feedback of, oh, I thought Pax8 Academy was just for vendor product help. I didn't realize it had all this grow and mature my business. Like I said, I had really mixed feelings about that comment, but I just pass the word, right? Don't be shy to go, if you like what you're seeing, go out on Reddit and social media and say, hey, I just took this course, this Academy course, and it was great. If you didn't like it, praise in public, admonish in private, please let us know. But regardless, just let your friends know that there's good content out there. It's some of the best people in the industry are curated, all focused on helping our partners, grow and mature their businesses. And please, please, please take advantage. Chris, what do you think?
I think one of the things that I absolutely love, one of my favorite things at Academy, we talked about, I've carried this torch around: engage, enable, and educate, right? And really kind of that being a core part of what Academy is. But it ties into this because it's that we keep saying there's something for everyone, and really just the power that whether it's on demand, whether it's instructor-led courses, peer groups, coaching, whether you're just starting out, whether you've been around a long time and you're kind of evolving and further along in your journey, there really are a ton of resources. So just the final thought to me would just be, check it out. Go to academy.pax8.com. Engage, take a look at the marketplace, take a look at what we have in Academy on Demand, and I think there's going to be something there for you. Bessie?
Yeah, I just want to echo what both of my co-hosts were speaking of. If you haven't checked out Academy on Demand, hopefully today has inspired you to check it out. There's just so much content there, and it's organized in a way that you can make the most of it. So I highly recommend, if you haven't yet, check it out. I was standing at our Beyond booth with my computer open, standing right next to it, but as a way to show partners how much content's there, how they can find it. Now it's even easier with the new marketplace experience to find Academy, so please make sure to check it out. One other final thought is, if you have any FOMO, you had a fear of missing out that you didn't attend Beyond, we're in the final week of getting it for $99. So make sure that you are checking it out. If you're wanting to attend Beyond next year, you want to, then this is the time to register, because after July 1, it's going up. I'm not sure how much more up, but it's going up. So this is going to be definitely the least expensive that it's going to be. So highly recommend, if you're going to come next year, which we hope you are, make sure you get your ticket early. Well, with that, I'm just going
to get your room reserved, because like a lot of partners were really disappointed when they procrastinated too long and weren't able to stay at the Gaylord and had to stay at one of the other area hotels. I believe I heard we not only sold out the Gaylord, but we sold out like the 2 closest area hotels as well. So get that room booked early.
Definitely. And I know that it might not be available yet, but it will be available. If you register for the event, you're going to get an email and a way to sign up. So make sure that you are checking your email and you're signing up to be part of our community education and innovation event of the year. So definitely check it out. I want to just thank everyone so much for watching. Be sure to check us out next week. Our guest will be Graham Rosenberg from SourcePass. SourcePass was a partner that I think partner of the year at Beyond this year. Yep. Very cool. So it's going to be a great show. You won't want to miss it. Graham will be sharing his insights on upskilling talent from help desk to ROC. Remember, we are live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time and on demand always. So don't forget to subscribe and like us on our YouTube channel. Rex, can you close us out?
As always, please think about what you're going to do differently tomorrow to grow and mature your business.